Good morning and welcome to Fast Horses Today. Today is Friday. It is the start of the race week over at Santa Anita. It's April 25th. And Santa Anita does start out with a pick six carryover today. I think it's about 68,000. So, having been several days since the last time they ran in Southern California, you could probably expect a pretty nice pull in the pick six. So that does start in the fourth race. Fourth race has an approximate post time of 2:37 Pacific, so 4:37 here in the Central Time Zone, and that fourth race at Santa Anita starting off the pick six. I did some studying here. The pick six looks like very playable, but I couldn't manage a ticket to a really manageable ticket. So I've got 3 win bets, which these 3 win bets do include the races of the pick six. So maybe you could use these in your pick six plays or any of your other multi-race wager plays. So let's get started here today at Santa Anita. I'm going to go to the fifth race. Fifth race, which that has approximate post time of 3:08 Pacific time, 5:08 here in the Central Time Zone. They're running a mile on the grass, and it's a maiden special weight race for California breds, and these are 3-year-olds and up. And, it's a nice competitive field signed on here. And, it looks to me like a race where we might see a price there at Santa Anita in that fifth race. And I do have a win bet that I like. I'm going to bet the 4-horse, who is Hello Kiddo Kiddo, for Liberato Baraccio and Giovanni Franco. Now, these guys have definitely paired up and done some nice work in the past. Franco has been on this horse in her last 3 starts, which, when Liberato Baraccio acquired this horse from the Bill McLean barn and brought him up to Santa Anita, brought her up to Santa Anita, and she's run over the Santa Anita grass course over her last 3 starts. And I thought she ran well all 3 times. And, she had the misfortune of having some bad trips. Franco really, gave this girl a little bit too much to do going wide. She kind of got pushed wide by another horse, which wasn't, any fault of his. So she's been a little unlucky on the trip. So I think that from the 4-hole, Franco can work out a trip, maybe get a nice rail skimming ride. And, this horse should definitely finish up. So I like her at 6-1. Being Hello Kiddo Kiddo, she's running this level here at the maiden special weights. She's run with a couple of these as well, and I'm looking for her to beat the probable favorite. The favorite being the 5-horse was We the Hobby. So I'm looking at Hello Kiddo Kiddo to, do the upset here at 6-1. We'll take 6-1 all day there in the 5th race. All right, let's move over to the 7th race of the day. The 7th race of the day is it's another turf race, and they're running a mile on the turf, and it's a starter allowance race. This is a starter allowance race, which also has an optional claim on there, where if horses have not met the qualifications, they could put the horse in for a 50,000 claim. So they're running, a mile on the grass, and these are 3-year-olds and up fillies, and these are open company. And I've got a horse that I do like here to make a win bet on. I figure another nice price here, that being the 5-horse, who was upcharged for Phil D'Amato. And he's got Ricardo Gonzalez on the horse. Now, D'Amato's got a couple horses in this race. One of them may be the post-time favorite. I don't know. That would be the 3-horse, Miss Brightside. But I'm going to go with the 5-horse here, upcharge. Upcharge has run twice this year in these same level in this starter allowance, optional claimer series. And Gonzalez has ridden the horse both times as well. Now, Gonzalez definitely rides for the D'Amato barn. I'm not sure that, D'Amato puts Gonzalez maybe, second call or so, maybe third, that kind of thing. But I think this horse does really fit here well. She's run well in her 2 starts here at Santa Anita on the grass. And I thought she'd come out of some live races. She ended up getting beat. Back in February, she got beat by a horse named Certitude, who came back to win a couple times. So certainly no shame in losing to Certitude. And then in her last start, which was in early March, she ended up running third to Rosalie May. Now, Rosalie May ended up winning her next start as well. So 4-1, I think Upcharge has some more to give here. This would be her 3rd start off the layoff. So, I would figure that she'd have a nice effort here. 4-1, we'll take it as a win bet, and that would be the 5-horse Upcharge in the 7th race. All right, now let's go to the 8th race of the day. 8th race of the day, it's a 6-furlong dirt race. This is first level allowance horses. These are open company fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. And I really like a horse there at the bottom of the program there being the 9-horse Barbara T. Going to make a win bet on Barbara T from Michael McCarthy. Umberto Rispoli takes the call. Now, I've liked Barbara T since she first came out back in 2023. Now, she's a lightly raced horse, 4-year-old horse, from Michael McCarthy. So, she's got a lot of talent. I know there was a lot of promise for this horse back in the day when she first started as a 2-year-old in the summer of Del Mar in 2023. She ended up running second to Chattelis. Chattelis is definitely a multiple race winner and a nice stakes performer. Barbara T ran second to her in a really tough race, where she showed a lot of ability. Apparently something happened. We hadn't seen Barbara T in about 10 months. They took her over to Keeneland. She ended up breaking her maiden and just blew out a field by 11 lengths. She was a favorite that day. Flavian Pratt was on her, so the word definitely was out there. And she took care of a field of horses there at Keeneland. I don't remember the entire field. I know that she ran with Tirapati. Tirapati is a stakes performer herself. Barbara T just blew him out here. Again, something went amiss because, it's been a while now. It's been, about a year between races now, and she comes back here for McCarthy. And she's been working at Santa Anita very nicely. She's 2-1 here. I trust that, McCarthy's got this horse ready to go first time off the bench. 2-1, certainly no secret here. But, I like Barbara T. I think she's a very nice horse, and she could be a stakes performer out there in Southern California, and she's worth a win bet today in the 8th race. All right, now let's go over the day, recap the day, and recap the bets. Okay, so today at Santa Anita on Friday, April 29th, you got a pick 6 carryover, so nice carryover. There should be some nice pulls there, and I've got 3 win bets I'm going to make here today. I'm going to go to the 5th race. Bet the 4, Hello Kiddo. The 7th race, the 5, Upcharge. And then we'll go to the 8th race. We're going to bet the 9, Barbara T. So those are 3 win bets that you can use today. Now, if you want to bet these horses as is, I wish you the best of luck. If you want to include these horses into your pick 6 or your other multiple race wagers, I wish you the best of luck with whatever you decide to do today. Let's wish the folks over at Santa Anita a very safe day of racing. And let's wish ourselves some great trips, because that can result in some really nice luck for us and some good results, maybe some winners. So again, I thank you so much for watching Fast Horses today for Friday, April 25th. As always, I really appreciate that you hit the subscribe button. If you haven't done so, please do so. It doesn't cost you anything, just puts you into the audience, get into the audience, and you get the feed when new content gets created at Fast Horses today. You can like or dislike, make comments. I promise to respond to everything. Let's create a discussion. That would be great. So as always, thanks again. Let's get this week off started. Good luck to you today in the Pick 6 carryover and all your bets at Santa Anita, the Great Race Place. We will see you back tomorrow.